G'day guys, Make It the Outer Circle, and I've been away for a week. I've been hiking and all that fun stuff, and a few minutes ago, this went live. So, yeah, we have an Iron Hands Praetor, another one that's been a long time in the making. So this follows, as you'll see just on the edge of the screen, hot on the heels of the Space Wolves Caster of Runes miniature in his lovely rendition of Mark V, the beautiful Iron Warriors Praetor with the hammer that I can't believe 1/3 of the people who responded actually like. Fucking, I no part of me can actually physically come to terms with that. I just, yeah, taste is subjective, but clearly people have none. And, jokes aside, what do I think of this model? I think this is a case of I really need to see it painted by someone else to form an opinion of the model, because it just looks very overloaded to me as it currently stands. Like, you could, it almost feels like just because you could add detail, maybe you shouldn't add detail, but it doesn't mean I dislike the model yet. I really need to see it painted by another artist to really get a feel for what this actually looks like. Because there's just a lot to unpack here. There's the extra cabling and like the thermostat all hooked into the chest plate, which makes it really busy. But then the chest also has a bunch of gold, like silver trim on it. It's got rivets. It's got slots cut into it. There's all the leather straps, I guess you can call them, holding different segments of the armor together at all the joints, like in the groin there, where the femoral artery is, in the inner elbow, as you can see above the power fist, like all these leather straps. There is of course, bionic leg that we see there, the bionic arm. There's a lot going on here. Even the helmet is not just a robo lens; it is 3 robo lenses in his cybernetics. The helmet has the transverse cog crest. He's got the cyber familiar on the shoulder of the backpack. The cloak isn't even a cloak. It's got like this Dr. Octopus thing going on with between like a machinator array sticking out of the side of it and what's attached to the cloak. There's just so much visually to unpack with this model. I'm almost feeling like this is less a Praetor and more conversion fodder, combined with another kit or two to make several fantastic Praetor options. Like take an arm off, take the backpack off, take the head off, swap them around to a few different miniatures. I actually feel like the bear head would work better on this model than the helmeted one that we have here, because the helmet is so busy. The bear head actually adds a little something back. Yeah, I don't know. I think most of us can agree it is very, very busy. Doesn't mean bad, it means busy. Even though like the bionics and stuff, like there is extra cables for that. There's extra cables on the helmet. You can see them all picked out in the sort of hazard stripe patterns. Oh, there's just a lot going on with this miniature. But Pro, no tactical rock. It's for a legion that really needed a good HQ that was themed to them. Fingers crossed for World Eaters, Salamanders, Raven Guard that someone's coming soon. Now that we're starting to see some for the Iron Warriors and the Iron Hands, legions who've really had nothing for a long time. The only thing I can think of that I might want to change outright about the model is the pose. It's just a little bit too flat. I have complained on numerous occasions about models with one knee up on tactical rock and how boring that pose is. This doesn't have that, but this is a very 90s pose where it's not just standing there with legs sort of flat to us, but also the torso is flat. Doesn't seem like there's much twist in the hips. He's not pointing his torso in any one direction. It's in line with the legs, which is just a very 1990s pose. I think that could be a really cool pose if used well. I don't know that with the arms they suit this pose as depicted. But you know, I don't dislike it. I really feel I've got to see someone else's paint job on the miniature before I can really tell what I want to do with the miniature. Yeah, I just get the feeling like if you put like the Tech Marine arm with the large like power axe halberd in there on the right side instead of the grav pistol, maybe change out the power fist to like a pointing bionic arm, like pointing at someone. Swap the head to either the bear head or maybe one of the Medusan Immortals heads, or even some of like the older Iron Hands helmets, or even some of the new ones, just some of the more basic new Mark 6 Iron Hands helmets. They have some nice sort of Mark 5-ish looking designs in there. They would probably look really good and suit this miniature. But I think all the parts are good individually. It's just a lot to put on a model at once. And whether or not I think that is visual total overload is really going to depend on what's done with it paint-wise, basing-wise. Even little things like what direction the head is pointed in the posing when it's built and painted. Yeah, it's a tough one to unpack. I don't know. I'm curious what all of you think, because I'm very on the fence with this one. My mind is not made up in any direction yet, whether I love it or hate it, but I do appreciate that it's been put out, and for a Legion that did need a HQ miniature. Yeah, I can't complain about that. So anyway, let me know what you think. Thoughts and comments below. I'm back with the Outer Circle. Thanks for watching. I know it's only a short little taster video, but I did intend on putting a printing video out next, so take it or leave it. That's it from me, and I guess I'll catch you on the next one.